甘かったのはお前の方だったな。
Alright, so Boruto episode 62. Otsutsuki Invasion episode title, of course. But where do I even start with this one, honestly? It's I didn't have much problems with this episode of Boruto this week. It was definitely another solid entry. But like I keep saying it every review, but I really and truly wish Dragon Ball Super managed to pull off its movie retelling as good as Boruto is currently doing right now, honestly. Like, it's really depressing when looking back at it. But anyway, let's get into it. So Boruto episode 62, Otsutsuki Invasion. So last week we left off where the Chunin exams basically concluded, which Boruto defeating Shinki using the ninja tool, and Naruto essentially calling him out on cheating and disqualifying him. And of course, Momoshiki and Kinshiki arrive and basically, reduce the examination arena to rubble, more or less. This episode, if you've watched the movie, you basically have a decent idea of what happened. But as the trend goes, the Boruto Naruto Next Generation, its version of the events, it's added scenes, additional scenes to enhance or give us the viewer a broader sense or a broader scope, or how should I even put it another way, like a wider view or a better appreciation of what happened during these events with the additional scenes. So some of the additional scenes we got in this episode were the inclusion of Mitsuki going Sage Mode, the third Otsutsuki, Urashiki, going up against Gaara and Chojuro. There was that. We got the third Otsutsuki, got tongue twisted. Otsutsuki activating his Rinnegan. What else am I missing here? There was some additional dialogue here and there. Of course, a bit of Shinki here, but overall the episode was it felt pretty solid. How should I like just not really even much to say if you've already seen the movie at the end of the day. But let's see how best I can deconstruct this. The pacing for what we got was pretty decent. Now, at first glance, if it was just the events of the movie just completely stretched out without any additional stuff, it would have really sucked. But we did get some additional stuff, as I've pointed out. Now, it's good to see the character development that we get with Boruto. First of all, him, as we already know, this is basically the turning point for his character, and for him to basically start from ground zero and start becoming a character that us, the viewers, can appreciate. If you don't already appreciate him, granted, I appreciate Boruto, even though like 1,000,001 people hate him, but this is a real turning point for his character to start developing, so that's a plus for the episode. Now, what I think about the additions, first of all, seeing Mitsuki going Sage Mode. I mean, all the additions, they help to clarify what these characters were doing while Naruto and Sasuke were defending themselves, because it was, watching this episode and thinking back on the movie, it kind of made me think, you know, it's true, what were Gaara and everybody else doing during this time? And we get to see that as the episode basically expands on the movie. Now, Mitsuki going Sage Mode, that was pretty cool. And then we have Urashiki essentially coming him and stopping him. Now, the cool part about Urashiki was that he added a third layer, basically another, like this wildcard scenario for the anime version of the events, even though the events are more than going to end just like the movie. But based on how this episode ends, it seems like this will be it for Urashiki until later on in the story. So I'm hoping to see him appear in the manga sometime soon. But we get an interesting fight between Urashiki and Gaara and Chojuro. I mean, animation wise, it wasn't not too crazy, but just the presence of this confrontation was pretty cool. Getting to see the other characters getting some spotlight is always appreciated, because this is already more or less the Naruto and Sasuke show. Yes, that's one way of putting it. But the fact that they've made efforts to, you know, give other characters shine is always appreciated. But the fact that we get to see Urashiki activate his Rinnegan, not just a regular Rinnegan, it's similar to Kaguya's Rinne Sharingan and Sasuke's Rinnegan. It has a Tomoe in its on the design of it, which is pretty cool. But he basically escapes by the end of the episode. So as I said, I hope we get to see him later on in the manga, because I'm going to basically suspect or theorize that this will be the last time we see Urashiki for now, unless he appears at the end of the arc. Guess we'll see. Now, that aside, we get some additional scenes towards the end when Momoshiki fires off his enhanced tail beast bomb. We get the name of his technique, which is pretty damn long, I can't even remember it, and even Urashiki's technique. I hope this doesn't become a trend where the Otsutskis have these long, ridiculous names for their techniques, but whatever. So we get some additional dialogue. I mean, everything is just fleshed out more. But by the end, where Naruto takes the full blast, the full brunt of the tail beast bomb, we get some additional flashbacks of Boruto growing up, essentially, and it really helped to bring out the scene more, you know, similar to last week's episode with Naruto calling out Boruto and then the crowd, you know, booing him, and then Shikadai standing up. You know, there's been a lot of things building up to this point that gives us a bigger picture, and I guess you feel you can feel the weight of it more compared to the movie. So in almost every aspect, the anime has basically enhanced what the movie did, essentially. And for that, like, it's hard to even rate this episode like lower than a 7, really. So it's definitely a good episode in my book. As I said last week, I expect this arc to like last about probably 5 to 6 more episodes, give or take. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do after this arc ends, because the ultimate fate of series like this is that they'll eventually catch up to the manga. So I wouldn't want to say we'll be getting filler, but we might get some one-off episodes that seem filler-ish. So yeah. But anyway, let me know what you thought about the episode. Probably not my best review here, but hey, whatever. Just my thoughts. Definitely a good episode. I'm looking forward to next week's episode to see the additional changes, or well, additions to the to the story. So anyway, Sanjay Uchiha, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.